Area volunteers held a Build-A-Bed workshop this weekend for children who lack a basic daily need.
A new Victory Center is planned to help veterans readjust to civilian life, and law enforcement agents killed in the line of duty were honored this weekend. We'll have these stories and more.
The warm weather continues across East Alabama for the work week ahead. We'll have the complete forecast coming up.
Coming up in sports, two teams from East Alabama officially advanced to the state quarterfinals in baseball. We have more on this in just a minute as EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Hello, we're glad you could join us. I'm Mike Stedham.
And I'm Katie Edwards.
Volunteers from across Cleburne County left their own beds Saturday morning to build beds for children who don't have them. The project was a joint effort by the Hearts of Cleburne, the Kiwanis Club, and Sleep in Heavenly Peace. That's an organization devoted to constructing beds nationwide. Hearts of Cleburne Executive Director Robbie Mobley says that this was the second annual Big Build project organized through the SHIP program.
They come out and they bring all of the tools and everything that you see here. These beds that we're building today will go to kids here in Cleburne County. The last bed build we did was 47 beds that were given out to kids here. The only requirement is that the child does not have a bed of their own. We have delivery teams that will go out, actually set the bed up. The kids get the bed, the mattress, and all of the bedding for it. So it's a wonderful ministry. It's a way to reach out to those in need in our community.
Roger Wood, chairman of Hearts of Cleburne, says the bed building project is just one of the ways his group is working to meet both the physical and spiritual needs of the community.
Proud to be a part of a bed build that is going to help 60 kids get off the floor. It's important not to be sleeping on the floor, and there's so much, and then those kids see the love of Jesus when we help them, and that's what we're all about, is helping people.
Wood says the SHIP program made it easy for his group to set up an assembly line process for bed construction.
They come in here about 7 o'clock this morning, and they come in with all the lumber, they staged it up front, and then they'll come through the sanding process, get all the splinters off of it, everything smoothed up, whether they could go to the drill process, drill all the holes, and then there'll be another process there where they put all the bolts together and everything, and it all comes together, be nailed together, bolted together right here, where the finished product is stamped with SHIP on it, SHIP Sleeping in Heavenly Peace, and then put together, there'll be a finished product with the display up there they're putting together now. You might be able to see it on the camera up there on the far end. They're putting the finished product together, where people going up and down the road will be able to see what God's doing through His people.
One of the Kiwanis volunteers, Amy Dewberry, works as a teacher, and she says that she has seen firsthand the difference that this program can make for area children.
This is a basic need that we think that everybody has, but they don't. A couple years ago, I saw a picture of students that I thought had everything. They come to school, they're happy, and they work hard, and they didn't have a bed. And I am blessed to be a part of this, and this organization to come out and make 60 beds for the needs of the children of Cleburne County is such a blessing, and we're so thankful.
When we return, a candlelight vigil was held Saturday to honor families of first responders who've been killed in action during the past year.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Families of law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty were honored Saturday at Anniston's Centennial Memorial Park. An organization known as Alabama Concerns of Police Survivors held its annual candlelight vigil with State Attorney General Steve Marshall as keynote speaker. Marshall told the group that progress is being made securing victims' rights in the Alabama court system, but more needs to be done for victims' families.
Database that allows for victims to make sure they know where their offenders are and when they're moved. When hearings are coming up relating to parole, if that's something that can take place in that offender's life, to make sure that there is now notice that victims have to make sure they can follow the progress of those that took their loved one's life. And that's good. It's long overdue. But the question still is, what can we do to help?
Marshall says that sometimes the most important thing he and his staff can do is listen to the concerns of crime victims, but at other times they can take action to ensure that the rights of those victims are protected.
Violent crime is something that we can't tolerate in our communities, and truly individuals, if there's a basic right that we have as citizens of the state, is to live in safe communities. And the only way that can happen is because your loved one signed up to be able to do it. Selflessly said, I will protect total strangers, even if it means I lose my life. And while each of the family stories in this place today is unique, and why your loved one's not here, what is that common bond is they were called to a job that they loved. And they loved it so much they were willing to risk their lives to be able to do it daily. People don't recognize the sacrifice of families. The fact that when they tell their loved one goodbye that day, that there's no guarantee they're coming home.
In an interview with the Calhoun Journal at the vigil, Marshall praised the COPS organization for focusing on law enforcement survivors. The vigil was part of the annual Victims' Rights Week commemoration and featured a wreath-laying ceremony honoring fallen officers from 2023.
When we come back, veterans are getting a new program to help them adjust to life outside the military.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Jacksonville State University has been given a $250,000 grant from the Alabama Board of Veterans Affairs to fund a Victory Center. That's a program that will help veterans return to civilian life. Dr. Marie Valentin, who helped secure the grant, says the primary focus of the Victory Center at JSU will be to enhance the overall mental health of military personnel, support a smooth transition into civilian life, and facilitate the flourishing of military families. The Victory Center will also offer internship opportunities for students who are pursuing bachelor's or master's degrees in social work or clinical mental health counseling. Although a location for the center has not been announced, Valentin says that it should start serving the veterans by June.
The establishment of a military-friendly campus committee at Jack State played a pivotal role in securing this grant, according to Dr. Justin Parker, Director of Military and Post-Traditional Student Services. The efforts of his committee have already earned recognition, with Jack State being named a military-friendly school by militaryfriendly.com. Parker says that helps the school attract prospective students with military ties. I have an idea.
Okay, let's hear your idea.
Let's take the weather of the last several days and put that on repeat until like maybe through the end of August. Wouldn't that be good?
Or maybe the end of September. I'm willing to, let's stretch this out.
Let's see what we can work out with John Holder.
Because he's the man standing by in the EAN Weather Center. He might not make the weather, but he'll tell us what's going to happen with it.
Mike and Katie, some much needed rainfall on the way to East Alabama over the next 24 hours or so, but the temperatures remain on the warm side. The complete forecast details are next.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Temperatures today across East Alabama above the normal for this time of year. 82 for the high this afternoon. The average high 78. The nighttime low this morning very warm at 62 degrees. Again, several degrees above the average for this time of year. Record high temperature at 90 degrees. The record low at 37. And look at those days continuing to stretch out as we move towards summertime. The sun rising now at 5:55 tomorrow morning, and the sun setting this evening not until 7:25. It's time for weather on your street for a Monday night. Going to take out to Lake Street in downtown Ranburne. 61 tonight. Late tonight, we're going to have showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, a storm. Most of this is going to be in the late evening, if not the overnight hours, over on the Georgia line in Cleburne County at Ranburne tonight. Now, as we move into tomorrow, scattered showers on and off throughout the day. Mountain View Road in Alexandria, right there off Alabama Highway 144 in the heart of the Alexandria Valley. Going to have some rain tomorrow. It will not be an all-day rain. With the clouds and the rainfall, temperatures will back off to about average for this time of year, 77 for the high tomorrow. Rain chances are pretty high at 70%, but the rain amounts are going to be pretty much on the low side during the day tomorrow. As we look at the rest of the work week, heating up on College Street in Glencoe, not only 80s, but mid to upper 80s. Probably the warmest temperatures we've seen so far coming our way on Wednesday and Thursday across East Alabama. Let's look at those warm temperatures in our 7-day forecast. You see that 70% chance of rain tomorrow. Then we're headed to 85 on Wednesday. 89 on Thursday. Might we see 90 on some backyard thermometers for the first time this year? It is possible on Thursday afternoon. About a 1 in 3 chance of a shower back in here with the heating of the day on Friday, the high at 85. We continue with scattered light showers on Saturday. Chance of rain about 2 in 5 on Saturday. The high once again in the mid 80s at 84. About a 1 in 3 rain chance on Sunday with a high at 84. And a more widespread chance of rain on Monday of next week. About 70% chance of rain, and the high will be 84 degrees. Let's take a look at the rain forecast. Look at the map for tonight, and you'll see the higher chances for rain going to be in north central Alabama. As you move off to the south and off to the southeast there, you're going to see those rain chances tapering off into the overnight hours tonight. But again, about a 70 to 80% chance of rain for most of us here in East Alabama. Mild temperatures will be in the 70s for most of the evening hours tonight. And again, most of this rainfall activity will be late tonight and early tomorrow morning. If you've got evening activities planned outdoors across East Alabama, don't cancel those. This will be later on tonight and in the overnight hours. I'll be back here early tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. We'll take a look at your Tuesday at a glance, and I'll be back here tomorrow night for EAN Local News as we continue to detail the forecast for the rest of the work week for all of East Alabama. We are getting deep now into the Alabama High School Athletic Association state baseball playoffs. Second round games are in the books, and Namath Pitts has the teams from East Alabama covered for you right now in sports. Namath?
Thanks, John. The second round of the Alabama High School Athletic Association baseball state playoffs has now come and gone. 2 teams in our area saw their season come to an end as 2 other teams advanced to the state quarterfinals. Zach Welch and the Alexandria Valley Cubs went on the road to Lawrence County and came home with another sweep. Alexandria beat Lawrence County 10-3 in Game 1 and won Game 2 2-0. Tripp Patterson threw a perfect game in Round 1 and followed up that performance by only giving up 1 hit in Round 2. Tripp Patterson struck out 14 batters while issuing 3 walks. Offensively against Lawrence County, Ian Cartwright was 2 for 3 with an RBI. Ty Brown was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Andrew Allen struck out 9 batters in the first game and gave up 2 earned runs. It was fireworks offensively in Game 1 for Alexandria, with Aiden Bruner, Bray Good, Samuel Henniger, and Eli Barnes each hitting a home run. Here is head coach Zach Welch talking about the offense in Game 1 and the defense in Game 2.
So Game 1, we came out and really swung it well. We hit some balls out of the park, and that gave us a run cushion for Andrew Allen. And we always feel confident when we give Allen some runs, and he threw well. And we managed to win that game with a lot of offense. And that's always fun to see. It's not that common anymore, so it is nice to come and see 10 runs scored in a game. I think it's entertaining for the fans, and it's great for our team morale in the dugout. So Game 2 saw us win a game a whole different way. We still hit it well. I thought we hit it really well in Game 1. We hit it well in Game 2. We just hit a lot of balls at them. To their credit, they made the plays. Deep into the game, they made an error which gave us a little bit of a spark there. But other than that one single play, they played really, really, really well, caught the ball, threw the ball, and we struggled to hit balls in the gap. So there's a lot of ways to win baseball games. And Thursday night, we had 2 totally different games that we managed to figure out a way to come out on top of, and I'm really proud for our guys the way they went about their business.
The Oxford Yellow Jackets traveled to Buckhorn in round 2 and swept that series in 2 games. Oxford won Game 1 7-4 and Game 2 7-3. Kanan Whitman was the most valuable player of Game 1 by hitting a home run offensively and getting the win out of relief on the mound. Game 2 is headlined by Forrest Heacock's grand slam. Carter Johnson and Gavin Greiner both helped pace Oxford on the mound. Oxford has not lost a postseason game in 2 years. Here is Oxford head coach Travis Jansen on the multitude of pitchers who helped the Yellow Jackets advance to the state quarterfinals.
The Buckhorn series was really successful. First off, just getting on the road. We were unsure on how that was going to feel, and going 2.5 hours up there was a long way, and we handled all the logistics of a road trip really, really well. As far as how the games played out, the first game was a really neat game because we had young guys step up and contribute. Kanan Bozeman and Rocco Maniscalco made really, really good defensive plays, and those guys are 2 freshmen, and then a sophomore, Kanan Whitman, hit a big home run in the middle of that first game to give us the lead back. So young guys contributed. I always think it's neat when different guys can step up and help. And then the second game, out of the bullpen, Gavin Greiner came in, and boy, he picked us up. He gave us a shot in the arm. He came in into a 3-2 game. He embraced the moment. He pitched with a lot of emotion, and it was awesome to see because our guys fed off of him, and he pounded the strike zone, and he really was the story of the second game. So it's always fun when different guys can contribute, and you know, we had 3 young guys the first game, and then a junior pitcher the second game that really lifted us. So it was a really great series, and it was a really fun Friday.
Congratulations to Oxford and Alexandria on advancing to the state quarterfinals. By the way, happy birthday to Alexandria head baseball coach Zach Welch. That's it for EAN Local Sports. Let's go back over to Mike and Katie.
Thanks for that update, Namath, and thank you for watching us today.
You can find us here online every weekday on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, or our website. Go to the platform of your choice and watch our news, sports, and weather content whenever it's convenient for you.
We'll see you back here Tuesday for your news on your schedule.